Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I have an Alpha Trion Protocols spoiler for everyone. This is the card, one of the cards that I've been working on in Alpha Trion Protocols Wave 2, and I wanted to share a stratagem for a character that we know and love. Here we have Grapple from Rise of the Combiners. If you need a reminder, Grapple is a 12-star character. He has 5 attack, 12 health, and 2 defense in alt mode. When you flip him to alt mode, you can scrap your whole hand. If you scrap your whole hand and you have exactly 4 pips, 4 different color pips, you get to do 4 damage to an enemy. When you flip Grapple to his bot mode, he gains an ability when he battles. His attack goes down. It's now 4. He has no defense, but when he battles, if you flip exactly 4 different color pips again, he gets +4 attack and +4 defense. So this is a card that a lot of people have tried in different ways. I know I played Grapple a couple different ways back in the day. You have players like Legendary Void, Jihen, other people that have worked on a couple different Grapple decks, and Grapple's always been a character that's been a lot of fun to try and make work. The biggest issues were that even in the wave he came out in wave 2, for 12 stars, he kind of didn't do enough. If you got his ability off, he became an 8 attacker and 4 defense with 12 health. And you can pay 1 more star and you get Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, who's got, 8 native attack. He's only got 2 defense, but he has 2 very, very strong abilities in his alt and bot side. Now, Grapple's alt mode ability, doing 4 damage, he is, outside of OA or things like that, being able to do 4 damage with some sort of consistency is pretty strong. I mean, you do have to pay a heavy price for it by discarding your hand. So, Grapple was one of the cards that we've targeted with a retro stratagem. If you've been paying attention to the Alpha Trion Protocols, you know that Wave 1 was all retro strats. Wave 2 has been a mix of new characters, battle cards for different formats, and then we have a set of different stratagems supporting different formats also. Grapple is one of those retro stratagems, and here we can see the retro strat. So, Grapple gets a promotion. He is now a master builder. He gets Bold 1 and Tough 1 native in both modes, and he gets 3 more health. The 3 health might be pretty self-evident. At 12 stars, 12 health is pretty low. At 13 stars, it's really low. The typical health range is 14 to 16. Through playtesting, we found that sitting him right at 15 stars was the difference between getting an extra attack with him or not. If we bumped him up to 16, it was actually we found that if we bumped him up to 16 and he had the Tough 1 with his 4 defense, he'd usually average around 5 defense because he'd be playing typically in a blue deck if you were focusing on his Tough 1 ability. Then that meant that he got 2 extra attacks compared to default, and that was enough to really shift things in his favor. With 3 sitting at 15 health, it was the difference between getting him 1 extra attack but not making him too oppressive. And then the native Bold 1 and Tough 1, those are simply just to get his ability off. That bot mode ability is pretty great. Being able to be, an 8 attacker and 4 defender is just fine in and of itself. We didn't want to make it super consistent. You can build a 4 pip deck and then give him, infinite bold and tough. We wanted to make sure that there was still the chance to miss. Otherwise, why not just give him a static boost? So we found that, just a native Bold 1 and Tough 1 for his bot mode ability was perfect. If you are attacking or you're defending because you flip to alt mode, you still get the Tough 1 to help protect you just a little bit more. The other thing I do want to share, I wrote up an article. If you want to go check it out, there's a link to the article. Either I posted on Reddit or Facebook, probably a couple places. But this has been a really fun card to playtest. For me, for the playtesters, for everyone else, it's been really great to kind of see how Grapple's tweaked. So here are 2 draft versions really quickly. When we started out working on Grapple, you'll notice that, he started out with a little more health than he has now. And that, again, playtesting showed that that was just a little too much health to give him. And then he had this idea for this other ability where in his alt mode, when he flipped to alt mode, you set off his ping, you scrap your hand. If you KO a person, so rewarding someone with good skills and targeting someone to KO, you get to draw 2 cards. So it's not as heavy a price to pay. The initial design intent there was that we could take Grapple, you scrap like 4 cards in hand, and you get your 4 pips, and then you don't decimate your hand. You can still draw 2 cards back. What we actually found in playtesting, which was very interesting, and the article goes into a little more elaboration on it, was that you don't have to do that. You can play an upgrade, play an action, then flip Grapple. You're usually only scrapping 2 cards, and one might be a triple pip, and one is a double pip that gets you the remaining pip you need or something like that, if the deck is built optimally. So we found that what we were doing was essentially eliminating the cost of the alt mode ability. Your only cost would be flipping him to alt mode. If you flipped him to alt mode, you KO'd an enemy, and then you still got to draw 2 cards. You were essentially scrapping 2 cards, drawing 2 cards like a Swindled or a Confident, so you were sifting your hand. The 2 cards you were scrapping were basically cards that were the worst in your hand at the time anyway, and it essentially became a free flip ability, which we found that, you know, in an optimal deck, it was just too strong to have it that way. So that is where we've ended up on Grapple. The article, like I mentioned before, it's got some of the history behind the playtesting. It's got some sample decks. I'm really happy to reveal this card. I know we've still got some spoilers, and then the final release of Wave 2 is coming out on November 25th, which is super exciting. I hope once they're out, you know, it seems like people are pretty excited about the sturdy ability, about the new characters, about the upgrades we've done for combiners. I'm pretty excited to play more and get these cards out to our community that's been playing with the Alpha Trion 1 cards, to see kind of how the larger community outside of our dedicated playtesters and people who've given us feedback already feel. And again, shout out a thank you to the community out there. The Transformers community, you guys have been showing your dedication. People have been showing up for events. The Alpha Trion Protocols League is like 40 people on any given month. We have on average like 30 plus people playing in events, and we usually do 2 events a month. That's been awesome to see people play. It's been great. You know, the support for my Extra Life charity has been wonderful. Just, you know, a big general thank you to everyone. It's been really amazing. I hope that we continue playing in the years to come. And if you haven't checked out the Vector Sigma tournaments or the online tournaments, I highly, highly encourage you to do so. There are some great players out there. We're playing, you know, basically every day, and it's a lot of fun. I hope you'll join us. Have a great day, everyone. See ya.